welcome to our channel. Now we are back here after a very eventful week in the whole Indian stock market because we had a very good rally in Nifty and also in Bank Nifty. And what has changed today or what has changed in this week is because we have a conclusion. Now we found our impulse back. Now we'll come to why this is an impulse and why we were slightly confused for a while, and what has changed, what basically is giving us the signals or the confirmation of correction getting over finally. I mean, correction was over for a little while now, but the confirmation for this being an impulse has come in this week. So let's start with the Nifty chart. Now, I'll explain this in daily, then I'll go back to our discussion which started in September or October when we had started the fall from here, like when the prices had started falling from this point, 26 September. And we had made a video here stating that the wave 4 has now begun. Now we are saying the wave 5 is now begun, and I can conclude that this is actually the end of wave 4. So let's come to that. Now what has happened in this last entire period, say maybe a couple of months now, there has been a very sharp recovery. Now, earlier count, if you recall, we had counted it like this because again that was also satisfying all the rules, and we were thinking that this was actually the A of the correction. Then we said this is a corrective rise and it is going up. That was still by the rules, and we were even considering those counts for some time now. Now what changed is this particular rally. Now if you have a corrective rise like this, usually C will also move like a correction, which is what is not happening here, which did not happen here. It went on like a uh, launched rocket or something like that. So this was a very strong move, which hinted that it could be an impulse. So at this point where this peak was made, probably we started rethinking whether this is the count we should go ahead with, or there is some other alternative that is also possible. Now, this particular count also fulfills all the rules, and that's where when we started considering both of it. And for a while we were taking both views into consideration and moving ahead. Now after this again it started a sideways kind of movement. So this was probably this was behaving like an A, this was behaving like a B, or it was behaving like a 1 and a 2. Now, if this was A and B, we wouldn't have had a spike like this. Now, once it is, so let's simply see this. If I put a retracement from this top to the low of 2, it has already crossed 127%. Now, this is the point where it crossed, was a confirmation that this is no longer a correction. This is basically, we have entered into an impulse. Now what do we expect out of it? So what has happened so far? So we have officially now calling it wave 5. In this wave 5 we see a very sharp wave 1, almost like an extended wave 1, and then we have a correction. Now here we are actually currently into wave 3, so we are into 3 of 5, and the minimum target for this need will be around 61%, and maximum it can go, there is no limit to wave 3. But what we are saying, so we also know that when we put a retracement from 3 to 4, usually our wave 5 is formed somewhere here at 127%. Now 127% is 27,500 something, which is about 2,000 points away. That is 1 by 12, roughly 8% is still move that is left. Fortunately or unfortunately, there is no time rule for correction. There is no time rule for impulse. So we don't know when it is going to reach, but being an impulse, it will be reaching pretty soon, is what I can expect. Now, whether this continues to be a very good investment opportunity right now, or is it something we should be cautious about, or is there is no absolutely there is all obviously an upside of about 8% still left, but is it something that will contribute, or that will mark an opportunity for a long term investment? I would say no, because we are in wave 5, and after wave 5 there is expected to be a big fall, which will also mark the end of an impulse wave which started from COVID. So now, after this, probably we'll go back to a weekly chart and we'll understand what has happened since COVID. Okay, I'll just remove this. Okay, I'll keep it for a while. Now, from COVID, here now we are in a weekly chart. Nothing, no markings have changed. This was where we started. So this was wave one. Then was a complex correction. Then we had a wave three. If you recall our discussion, we had seen that wave three was not 161%, which is the usual target for a wave three, but it was, I think, about 100%. Yeah, it is. It was. Let me change the color so that we see it distinctly. Uh, Say make it green. Okay, so this was not 161%. This was 100%. So that's where we said that wave three is probably not a strong impulse at the moment. Similarly, because wave three is not 161%, this is already acting like a terminal impulse. And now in that terminal impulse, we are in wave 5 of that terminal impulse. So I don't really expect it to go very far. We will see it maybe roughly around 100% or maximum, even if it goes to 127%. There is some upside, about 8% that's left. Now, what's in it for us now? We have this trend line that is established. This is the low of wave 4. And when we connect the two lows of wave 2 and wave 4, this is an important trend line. We call it maturity trend line. Now, this marks like a uh, sign for trend reversal. Now, whenever price breaks this trend line from above, we will know that the trend has reversed. So, if this trend line breaks, basically it's the time we should book profits and probably wait for a better opportunity to enter, because then the fall is going to be slightly big. Now, let's understand how big the falls have been in this particular degree. We have this fall which is 18%. Similarly, this was also roughly around 20%. This is also 18%. Now, the fall that we may expect after the wave 5 or the top is made will be more than 18%, more than probably 23, 24% also. So, wherever the top is, the fall will be bigger. I don't know whether that is going to be a quick fall or a slow fall or anything. We can't say anything right now. But this trend line will mark the beginning of a trend reversal, and that is what we should watch out for. So, because this trend line could be broken slightly easily, I think the wiser thing to do is, or the safer investment would be, when this fall gets over, wherever it is. I'm just making a random line right now, and when it starts moving up. So we know that when there is uh, wave 5 that is complete, it marks as a degree, and then when a degree fall and then we start rising into a new degree, that is where it will go into a very long and strong kind of an impulse. So the opportunity to long will come, opportunity to build your investment portfolio will come, but just not yet. I think this is still a time to trade, take a short term kind of bets, take a very calculated, very time bound kinds of trades with, say, definite small profits, and book your profit whenever we get a chance. So that's it for Nifty. Now, what is going to happen with this particular move? Let's look at that also. Now, if we consider this the minimum target to be 61%, which is still about 1,000 points more, and we may reach that level pretty soon. Wave three could be formed here, or maybe even higher. That is also possible. The usual target for wave 5, which is this degree, which is a higher degree here, will be around 127%. So I still believe that wave 5 will not be a very strong wave, and it will not cross, or it will it's not that it will not cross, it may, but the chances are slightly lower. So we may see a top around 25,000, 27,500, and then we can head towards a degree fall. But the thing to remember is this trend line is important. When this trend line is broken from the top, that will mark the reversal of the trend. Okay, so this was Nifty. Let's look at Bank Nifty. So Bank Nifty is also similar. Uh, we'll start with a weekly. Let's do a reverse this time. Okay. So we had again seen it from COVID. We had a very strong wave one, then we had a wave two. Wave three again was slightly weaker. It did not reach 161%. And from there we had wave four. Now let's move to daily charts. Now from here we started counting and we established that this is wave four. Now, uh, this is wave four of the three. So I'm saying wave Bank Nifty still is probably now falling from wave three. It will have a bigger fall. It will get into a degree fall now, which the earlier degree fall was about 23-24%. We never have had a fall which is as big as this fall after this. So it is wave one, this is two, and what we have seen right now is a completion of wave three, and we may see a fall which is about 20-24%. Now, what has changed? This is say a top of wave three. From there, we may still get a higher high, and the top of wave 3 could actually shift a little ahead if it is an impulse. Now, so far it has not crossed 127%. There are very strong signs, and there are very good momentum in the stock, in the price movement as well. It has ran like anything in last week or so, but it has not crossed 127% yet. So when I look at it on a smaller time frame in 75 minutes, I can see it even more distinctly that wave C of this entire move. So this is top. I'm assuming this is to be top, unless this 127% is broken. Then I'll need to change my count. Now, unless this is broken, it is appearing to be a top for B, which is an irregular B here, and from here the price could reverse. Now, what is the catch? Again, this price needs to, okay. When will the confirmation for this reversal will come? Again, when this particular channel is broken, price enters into this channel again. That is when we will conclude. Now, if you recall this, we talking about this place where it actually broke the channel some days back. This was definitely again looking by the book, by the rules, and this price entering into channel again marked as a reversal, or it looked like a reversal, but it was a failed reversal. Again, it went on. So it has already touched the trend line once, but we can't really conclude, and we'll need to basically wait till the price to come back into this channel again. If it is correction, if it crosses 127%, which is slightly closer now, and just a single gap up could just open it, or just reach there, so then the entire counts will change, and this would become a new top. So whichever way it, whether it's a top here or whether the price reverses from here, I'm expecting Bank Nifty to move in a downward direction in the coming week. It could be a gap up and then a downward movement, or it could just start going sideways and then start falling. It could be again, if it's a strong impulse, still it will continue to go slightly higher, crossing 127. It will still be considered as an impulse, and we may see wave 3 actually making 161 also if this continues. So all these possibilities are on, and we need to see what really unfolds on Monday or Tuesday or in this coming week. So that was it for Nifty and Bank Nifty. So historically, Bank Nifty had never crossed 57,000. So we are at the all-time high in terms of Bank Nifty. Nifty also, we are trending at a very, 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 very strong levels, and Nifty we could expect to continue a little further. Nifty, we have had a top earlier, so it's not like the all-time high, but we are cruising towards a higher level, and we are approaching wave five in terms of the Nifty cycle, which started in 2020, right from the pandemic. So that was about it. We'll come back with sectoral indices. We'll come back with certain stocks. So now again, with this little 7-8% rise that's left, potential rise that's left, we may find a few trading opportunities strictly for a short term period, and we can look for certain sectors. That is what will come back on this weekend. Which sectors look okay, which sectors have already exhausted, which sectors are promising enough to find some stocks and do a very short term kind of a swing trade here. All that probably we will discover when we look at the sectoral indices in this week. Thank you so much. Now, if you like more content on Elliott Waves, do write us into the comment section what else you would like to see. We have not yet touched on any of the crypto. We have not yet looked at any other commodities as well. So we'll start exploring them as well. And Elliott Wave counts work in all kinds of commodities, all kinds of financial instruments, because the basis for this is people participation, lot of shares exchanging hands, and all of these people participations have a few emotions common, is what the basis of this whole entire theory. Now, if you want to understand Elliott waves a little more better, we have put in our contacts. You can reach out to us. We have certain batches that we conduct, and these are slightly a set of longer kind of courses. But all of this, if you are interested, you can reach out to us on the numbers that are given in the descriptions. And happy to see you on the Elliott website.